Right now, you're listening to the Championship Absolute Football Banter podcast, where we discuss upcoming fixtures, weekly match results, the table, all the clubs, and everything else. Right now, please welcome your hosts, Danny May, Tyler Tarft, Karl May, Dan McGee, Ash White, Ashley Slight, and other special guests. Sit back and enjoy.
Right then, guys, welcome back to another Absolute Football Banter podcast. Today, I'm joined by two guests. We've got Dan McGee, Brentford fan, and we've got Karl May, Borough fan. Welcome to the podcast, boys.
All right, Tyler. Hope you've had a good week.
All right. Yeah, I've had a good week. Yes. All right, boys. So we'll jump straight into it and we'll look at the last lot of fixtures, obviously. This was when there were 2 games remaining. Obviously, now we're down to 1. But let's take a look at last weekend's results then. Obviously, business end of the season now. The first game, Sheffield Wednesday versus Nottingham Forest. Sheffield Wednesday needed a much better result from this. It did finish Sheffield Wednesday 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Forest, of course, did miss a penalty as well, Lewis Grabban. I think all Forest fans would have been happy with that. You know, it pushes Derby a step closer to relegation and Forest haven't got anything to play for. Whereas Sheffield Wednesday needed a result and they'd have probably been happy with a draw. But let's come to you, Dan, first. What were your thoughts?
On the 0-0?
Yeah, Forest, Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. Forest didn't really have anything to play for. I remember watching the game on the weekend. If Sheffield Wednesday play like that, they really do not like they want to stay up at all. But it was a good point for them. I don't know if Forest done it on purpose, but, you know, it's just one of those games.
Yeah, definitely. Karl, what are your thoughts on it? Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest 0-0.
I didn't watch it, but it didn't sound a classic 0-0 one.
You predicted that, Karl.
I said probably did, you're right. But Forest did Derby a favour for once, didn't they?
Yeah, sort of. You know, it'd have been better if they'd have won for us, but they still dropped points and kept them below us, so we'll take it. But next fixture then that we'll talk about was Birmingham City versus Cardiff. Again, I think it was a nothing game. You know, both clubs aren't going up, none are going down. But it did finish a 4-0 Cardiff win. I think Cardiff obviously would have wanted this. You know, they're a side that wants to finish as high as they can, and under Mick McCarthy, there was a team that wanted to push for the playoffs. So to finish on really good terms would be what they want going into the next season. Karl, your thoughts? 4-0 to Cardiff.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising because, like you say, Cardiff blew the playoff chance. So, and Birmingham have been in a bit of form. Just survived the week before, hadn't they? So I thought Birmingham. I think I put Birmingham for a win on this one, but good result for Cardiff. I suppose end the season strong and
definitely
next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan McGee. Matter either way.
Well, it weren't it was a bit surprising, but you can't. It's one of those. Cardiff and Birmingham on their day are a ruthless side. Under Mick McCarthy, yeah, Cardiff are a side that you really don't want to be coming up against. Surprisingly, really, because I thought Birmingham would have put up more of a fight. But yeah, great, you know, great for Cardiff.
Yeah, definitely. So the next game then we'll talk about, and I think it is probably one that you'll be happy to talk about, Dan. It was Brentford 2, Watford 0. Again, probably another game that's really a nothing game. You know, Watford already confirmed that automatic promotion place. So, you know, their season's done now. Whereas Brentford, you know, they've secured a playoff place. And, you know, although Brentford have nothing to play for, I think it's a massive win to go into that playoffs now because, you know, they've beat a side that have made automatic promotion, and that'll get their confidence up. And like I say, even though they've got nothing to play for, Brentford is still going for the wins. They've won both games since they secured the playoffs. So they need to carry on with that momentum. What do you think, Dan?
Well, it's not necessarily like we've got nothing to play for. I mean, in the playoffs, I think we've now secured. I think we've just about secured our third place spot, and we want to be playing sixth place. It's going to really frustrate me if it comes down to it. If Watford lose their next game and we win, and we're only 1 point off automatics again.
Yeah,
frustrate me a little bit. Like it's the same as last season, but I think it's great confidence for the boys. I think this is 8 or 9 unbeaten now, and to go up and beat Bournemouth away at their ground, and then come here and beat a good side, Watford, 2-0 with a comfortable win, clean sheet. Listen, going into the playoffs with that sort of confidence, let's just hope we keep it up, and if we do, we're not a side you want to come up against.
I totally agree with you. It's what Brentford need at the minute. But Karl, what are your thoughts? Brentford 2, Watford 0. Massive win for Brentford, surely.
I thought Watford would win this one, but it's a really good result for Brentford. Tony back on the score sheet one, so hopefully that gives him a bit of confidence. But it's what they need going into the playoffs, isn't it? Get the confidence back up and a couple of good results and a bit of form. So good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely. So the next game we'll talk about then, Huddersfield Coventry. Obviously not long back, them two were in a relegation fight. But for now, they've secured their safety in this league for another year. This game did finish 1-1. I think probably a fair result for both sides. Huddersfield haven't been great this season. Coventry's aim for this season would have been still. So Coventry would have been massively happy with, every point that they could get this season. But again, it was a game where both teams had nothing to play for, and that probably showed with the result. Karl?
Yeah, a nothing game. I predicted a lot of draws, and I think this was definitely one of them. It was one that everyone will be in lookout for, will it?
No, definitely not. Dan McGee, your thoughts on it?
Well, like you were saying, yeah, Coventry's main aim was to stay up this season, and I'm not going to lie, they've actually done really well this season. You would have tipped them to go straight back down, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Huddersfield, just a mid-side table at the moment, but I think we really need to take our hats off here for Coventry, who've not just only survived relegation, they're now, they're in the lower half of the table, but I really respect what Coventry have done this season, to be fair.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. They're a side that a lot of people, I think, would have said to go straight back down. But the next game we'll talk about, another game that really was a nothing game, and both teams just looking to build momentum for next season. It was Luton versus Middlesbrough. Did finish 1-0. I think Luton would have been happy with the results where, I can only feel that this is a game that Borough should be winning. And I know they haven't really got anything to play for, but still for me, Borough should be winning this one. Karl, what do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty poor game really, but we started bad, but we got back into it quickly, and I thought we started picking up, but second half just game fizzled out. I think they were probably slightly the better side, to be honest, but after the couple of good results we'd had, I expected us to win, and we should have won really.
Yeah, definitely. Dan McGee, your thoughts on the Borough Luton game?
Listen, I mean, like I was about that Cardiff game and Birmingham, these are another two great sides, Luton and Borough. When they're both on good form, they're a great team to watch, especially Luton. Luton are a great side, believe it or not. I think they are. They're a tough team. You might look at them and think, oh, easy 3 points. But if Luton turn up there to play exactly the same as Middlesbrough, you're in for a tough game. Yeah,
definitely. I think, again, with there being nothing to play for in that game, I think it sort of showed with the result. Neither teams are too worried. They haven't got no pressure on them. And I think that sort of shows. The next game for me was a bit of a shock, to be totally honest. Millwall versus Bristol City. Bristol City haven't been in great form this year at all. They sacked the manager and then they've brought in Nigel Pearson. Obviously, he's not long ago signed a 3-year deal with the club. But they come up against Millwall. I think Millwall are a side that maybe next season could be up there for the playoffs. Under Gary Rowett, I think he's a manager that can get them up there if he's given money to spend. But Millwall won the game 4-1. For me, this would have been a close prediction. I think maybe 1-0 either way, 1-1. Not for Millwall to go out and do that against Bristol City, but massive result for Millwall. Confidence going into next season. And it allows Gary Rowett to see where he needs to strengthen for next season. Obviously, for Nigel Pearson as well. I think he's going to need a big clear out of Bristol City in the summer. But not a result we would have thought, Dan.
Well, no, not really, to be quite honest with you. I'm saying this every game now, but Millwall, another great side when they're playing from home. And against Bristol City.
The Den is a hard place to go and get a result in it, really.
Well, it is, thinking about it. But then again, Bristol City at the start of the season, they were flying away with it. This is why we all love the Championship, because you can't, you're not going to put a 15-fold acca down and expect to win it, are you?
No, of course not.
Millwall at home, it's usually a good hard place, but this year they haven't been so good. I think they're missing the fans, but I think they have had some good results there along the way though still. And even though I did predict this one, I didn't probably think it was going to end up this star, but Bristol City are absolute dog shit, aren't they?
Yeah, totally agree.
I don't know how they'll give him a 3-year deal, to be honest, because
no, I don't.
The farm hasn't picked up whatsoever since he came in, so I don't understand that, to be honest.
Unless the owners maybe said, "Look, we're going to give you quite a bit of money to spend come the summer to get us up." I think maybe Nigel Pearson has, with his experience and everything, has got that bit more chance of getting Bristol City promoted than what Lee Johnson maybe had. And I think Lee Johnson, we were there for 5 years and weren't taking them up. And I think owner probably just thought, look, it's time for a change. We need to try and get an experienced manager in and see if that works.
But Rowett is doing all right in his dream job, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that. But the next game we'll talk about, same result again, another 4-1. It was Norwich City against Reading. I think this game as well confirmed Norwich to be champions as well. So fair play to Norwich, They've been different gravy this season and they've done the job right, keeping hold of their manager, keeping a hold of a lot of important players. Reading have been a weird side this season. At one point they were a side that you thought playoffs because, they've been a really good side. But then I think since they've lost that playoff place, they've just gone down in confidence. And I think it's really starting to show. But, 4-1 win to Norwich, great win for Norwich, obviously to confirm the title for them. Karl, what do you think?
Yeah, Norwich are top class, aren't they? In this league, they might not once they're up, but they don't spend a lot of money and dropping between the two divisions. They're making money. It works for them, doesn't it? So probably won't have a great year next year, but they'll come back and probably win the title again in a couple of years' time.
Totally agree.
Reading started brilliant, didn't they? I think it was 5 or 6 straight wins off the bat, straight off. I think we were the first team to beat him. And
no, he's a brag.
Then they just had mixed form, haven't they? Some days they're brilliant, some days they're absolute crap. And I think this was one of them poor games.
Definitely.
I think
Dan McGee.
Go on, yeah.
Well, I'm saying this all the time now, really. You've got to respect some of the things. Reading, another great team. I was really, honest to God, I was really surprised at that result. You'd think Norwich should win it, but you didn't think by 4-1. Because the thing with Reading, a lot of their young players that they have, especially that Howe, is it Zhao? Yeah, Lucas Zhao, that's it. Yeah, he's a great player. Well, if they manage to keep hold of him next season, I can really see Reading doing something next season, whether that's playoffs or something.
He's not the player that's already agreed a contract with Bayern, is he?
I'm not sure.
No,
There
I
is
don't
one
think
in
so.
there.
No, it's at their left back that they've already
Yeah.
signed something.
Oh yeah, I know. About to say, I know a Reading player has already agreed to go to Bayern, and what a massive move, you know.
That's it, yeah. But I mean, you know, Norwich, yeah, different gravy in this league. Like Carl hit the nail on the head. When they go up next season, maybe it's a different story. But certainly in the Championship, they're a great team to watch. But yeah, Reading, another great team. I just didn't expect 4-1.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to add anything to that, Carl?
No. Apart from as far as Reading's concerned, it's a big improvement on last year, really. So
Yeah, massively.
Yeah,
sure, overall they're happy with the season, even though they're probably a little bit disappointed considering they've only dropped out of the playoff places in the last few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. So the next fixture then, and probably a good result for Dan McGee in the build-up to the playoffs, to be honest. Preston versus Barnsley. Obviously, Preston haven't been great this season. They sacked Alex Neil. They've not got a new manager in as of yet, which I thought they might have, but then, you know, they've got nothing to play for. They're going to wait until end of the season when more available managers come up. But Preston beat Barnsley in this game 2-0. Barnsley are a side that's been really good this season and a massive surprise. Obviously, they have secured their playoff place. So did they rest a few players, or maybe they're just thinking, you know, we can rest now. We don't need to really win games now. Whereas I thought they might have kept trying to build momentum going into playoffs. Dan, but a good result for you?
No, not necessarily. Barnsley are really one of our bogey teams, to be honest. But if you look at the table, Bournemouth and Barnsley are on the same points. Barnsley aren't just going to be thinking, oh, we've made the playoffs. They're going to be looking, who do we want to play in the playoffs, right? So they'll be looking at that and thinking, right, okay, as it stands at the moment, we're playing Brentford, a really tough side. Who would we rather play, them or Swansea? I mean, being real, the answer is going to be Swansea. They're going to have more likely to win. So I don't think they went out there. They didn't go out there with so much pressure, but they went out there to try and win, because even though at the moment, those top six are confirmed, it's not confirmed where they're going to finish from 4th until 6th. So really, you've got to be thinking for Barnsley, right, we'd rather finish 5th than 6th. And I think that's going to be massive for when they go into their game against Norwich.
Yeah, definitely. Carl, your thoughts on the Preston Barnsley?
Barnsley have been fantastic since they got the new manager in, haven't they? And deservedly so, going to that playoffs and fighting with the teams that you probably wouldn't have expected them to be in there. But Preston, they've battered us twice this season. And while most weeks you look at them and they're not that much, they have it in them to get some good results, and I think this is one of them. Yeah. Maybe the pressure being off them, not going down, not going up, has helped them along, and they've got a couple of results recently.
Yeah, definitely. So the next game then, Rotherham versus Blackburn. Obviously, Rotherham are in a relegation fight with everyone, with the rest down there at the minute. Coming up against the Blackburn side that had nothing to play for. This game did finish 1-1. Obviously, for Rotherham, this is either going to be a massive point for them come Saturday, or it's going to be 2 points dropped. For me, you know, I'd have preferred to see a Blackburn win just to make us a bit more comfortable. But, you know, it is what it is. With, you know, could be a good point for Rotherham, or it could be 2 points dropped. Carl, your thoughts?
Well, I think points on the board's always good, so Rotherham will have to look at that way. But at the same time, they need to be catching Derby, don't they? So I think they'll be a bit disappointed they didn't get 3. Well, Blackburn, what did they win the week before? It was 5-0 or something like that.
Yeah, 5-2. So it were a big win.
Yeah, so again, they'll probably look at that and think, well, at least we didn't get a tonk and we're still in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Dan McGee, your thoughts?
You're going to tell me to shut up, boys, but really looking at it, yeah, Rotherham have more to play for. Blackburn necessarily don't. But listen, don't underestimate what Blackburn can play like. Blackburn are a great side in this league. They really are. With some of their attacking, Nat Armstrong and a couple of the other players. Blackburn, quality side. And I think Rotherham had more to play for. But Blackburn, fair play to them. It's, you know, you don't let teams walk all over you. You're not just going to let them win just to survive relegation. Fair play to Blackburn, to be fair.
Can I just ask you one question? You know, with all the good sides that we've got in the Championship that you've stated, do you think we could make a Championship Super League?
Yeah, I think they're all the Super League. The Big Six will go up the Super League.
Yeah, in my opinion. And I think that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah. So the next game then, you know, this was probably a bit of a shock as well. Stoke versus Queen's Park Rangers. This did finish 2-0 to Queen's Park Rangers at Stoke as well. And I thought Stoke would have won it. You know, Stoke have been pretty decent this year. QPR's been meh. You know, they've not been bad. They've not been great. Mid-table form, you know. And at one point we thought Stoke might have got the playoffs. But yeah, 2-0 Queen's Park Rangers, probably a good result for QPR, to be honest. Dan, your thoughts?
Well, you know what I'm going to say. Stoke, great side. QPR, not so much. No, I'm only joking. As much as I hate to say it, QPR, a good side when they want to play football. Stoke, so hit and miss. They'll go and lose one. They're a bit like Leeds. You know, they'll go and lose one game, but they'll comfortably go and win the next. I think it's a great game. It was a great match for both sides. Fair play to QPR for getting that result, especially against Stoke. But you've got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah. Karl, do you want to say anything on this game?
Well, I think I predicted QPR win. They've been in good form recently. I think they're second over the last 10 games in the form guide. So they're doing all right recently. Just a little bit of form I wasn't expecting because before that I thought they were bang average. And Stoke, like, it wasn't that long ago, like you say, they were looking at a playoff spot, but the QPR comfortably above Stoke now with this result. So Probably, I expected it. I think I predicted it on last week's thing. In Stoke, they've been poor since they come down, really, for their expectations, I think. Yeah.
So next game then, and not one I really want to talk about, to be honest, Swansea versus Derby. I did think we would get back in this game. Wayne Rooney took the lads down for a week before to have a bit of time and a bit of bonding down in Swansea. He wanted all focus and concentration to be on the game. And I think we did play well, against a Swansea side that have been really good this season. And we got the first goal, showed that our good performance was there, and I was buzzing that we were going to get something from Swansea. But then again, it's similar to the Birmingham game. Once we got that goal, we sort of sat back, we weren't no threat to Swansea at all. And then Swansea got a goal. Obviously, one of our ex-players, Morgan Whittaker, that got it. That was always going to happen. He got the goal. Swansea got their heads up. And we got our heads down. It was as simple as that. We got our heads down. We invited pressure onto ourselves. Swansea got 2 quick goals that got them the win. And then we seemed to have just sat back. At 2-1 down, we just sat back and that was it. Game done, really. So I think we did play well, but we didn't show enough fight and passion that we want to stay up. I did not see a team that wanted to stay up. You see individuals that maybe want to stay up. As a team collectively, not good enough. We need to show a lot more fight in the last game of the season than what we did in that game. Dan McGee, your thoughts?
If in all fairness, I was pretty gutted for Derby seeing that result because 2-1 it's not a big defeat, really, is it? It's one of those that thinking one more goal would have given you the draw and maybe that point could have been decisive come the end of the season. Well, it would have been, actually. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, for Swansea, it weren't so much of a big game for them, massive game for Derby. I was just, you know, it upset me a little bit to see that result. It's not a result you want to see. You don't want to see Derby in the position they are.
Yeah, definitely. Karl?
Yeah, I think Derby were they needed a performance here, didn't they? And I think the first half, from what I remember, there wasn't much in it, and wasn't even many shots from either team. Either team didn't look like scoring, but then Derby got an early goal second half. Look, I thought when they'd scored that, they might actually take Swansea, because Swansea's form's been hit and miss and a bit average recently, and I thought that they might actually get something here. And then 2 quick goals, wasn't it? And then it just looked like the game was sour out, wasn't it? Which was a shame, really. That point, and that win would have basically made you safe, and so it's a shame, really.
Yeah,
Just
definitely. It is what it is, you know. I don't think Derby are really good enough to stay up, and that's my honest opinion. You know, it's just really depressing, the fact that, you know, we go into tomorrow's game, potentially getting relegated. 16 years in this league, come to an end tomorrow, going down to League One. But it is what it is. The next game then, arguably the biggest result and shocker of this game. It was Wycombe 1, Bournemouth 0. Massive result for Wycombe. I know they're pretty much dead in the water, but they've shown some real passion in these last few games. And a massive win for Wycombe to stop them being mathematically relegated before the last game of the season. And a big result for, you know, Bournemouth getting defeated in their running of the playoffs. Dan McGee, your thoughts on it?
I mean, really, this is one of those games that this is like sort of the result of the season for Wycombe. You know, playing Bournemouth and doing that. I think Bournemouth's confidence has fell a little bit, and I mean that's great for us going into the playoffs. I can't complain.
Karl?
Yeah, well, like you said, recent form before Bournemouth lost to Brentford, like Bournemouth were the form side in the league, weren't it? Like, was it 10 games without a win, without a loss, and about quite a few wins out of them as well. So they were the form team, and Wycombe, they've done well, really. I think it was 8 games before they even got a point in this league, and about 5 even to score. And to not be relegated before the last day, although they do need to win like 13-0 against us. I think it's been an incredible season still, even for them, so fair play to them. And this result just tops it off, really. It showed that they weren't in this league just to make up numbers. They did have a good go for the squad they had. They give it everything, really.
Yeah, definitely. And the last game we want to quickly talk about then was a midweek game in hand for Rotherham. It did finish 0-0, Luton versus Rotherham. Not the result Rotherham would have wanted, you know. At one point, they had like 4 games in hand on everyone around them. I don't feel like they've took any of them. You know, I think they've lost and drew them. So, yeah, not the result they would have wanted, 0-0. Karl, your thoughts?
Well, like I always say, they better have the points on the board, even looking at tomorrow. Having the points on the board, it's all right having games in hand, but if you're getting beat or only getting draws against average sides, it's no good, is it? You want to turn them into wins. So
definitely,
they haven't. Them few games in hand they had a few weeks ago, they've just blew them all and lost the games. So they haven't gained any ground on anybody, and that's why I still think Derby in the prime position.
Exactly. Dan McGee, your thoughts?
Which result is this again? Oh, the Rotherham 0-0.
With Luton midweek.
Yeah, like I was saying, Luton, another great side. Rotherham had more to play for. Great result for Rotherham, I think.
Yeah. So let's predict tomorrow's fixtures then, lads. I'm going to go through them. I just want your score predictions. Obviously, this is more big at the bottom of the table than it is the top because the top 6 is now pretty much confirmed. But Barnsley versus Norwich, your score predictions, mine will be a 2-0 Norwich win. Dan?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 Norwich win.
Karl?
2-2.
Yeah. Blackburn versus Birmingham, I'm going to say a 2-1 Blackburn win. Karl?
2-0 Blackburn.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm going for a 1-0 Blackburn win.
Bournemouth versus Stoke, I'm going to say a 3-1 Bournemouth win. Dan?
You got to go for a Bournemouth win. It's a 3-1 Bournemouth win, yeah.
Karl?
3-0 Bournemouth.
Bristol City versus Brentford, I'm going to say a narrow 1-0 Brentford win. Karl?
7-0 Brentford.
Dan?
Thank you, Karl, by the way. No, probably I'm going for 3-1 bees.
Cardiff versus Rotherham, I'm going to say 4-0 Cardiff. Dan?
Simon. I am going 4-0 Cardiff.
Dan?
I'm going for a 1-0 Cardiff win.
Yeah. Coventry versus Millwall, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. Dan McGee?
You got to give it Millwall 2-1.
2-1.
0-0.
0-0. Derby County versus Sheffield Wednesday. I'm going to say 1-1 draw. Karl?
90th minute Derby winner.
Dan?
No,
Just to
I'm
keep
going
you on
for
edge.
a 2-0 Derby win.
Yeah. Middlesbrough versus Wickham, I'm going to say a 3... No, I'm not. I'm going to say 1-0 Wickham win. Dan?
I'm going for a 1-1 draw here.
Karl?
15-0 Wickham.
15-0 Wickham.
No, I think we'll beat him 1-0.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest versus Preston North End, I think I'm going to say a 2-1 Forest win. Dan?
Yeah.
Forest, yeah, I'm going for a 1-0 Forest win.
Karl?
2-1 Forest.
Yep. QPR versus Luton, I'm going to say a 3-2 Luton win. Karl?
I think 2-0 QPR.
Dan?
10-0 to Luton.
Yeah. Reading versus Huddersfield, I am going to say a 3-0 Reading win. Dan?
Wow, what was yeah,
Reading Huddersfield.
Yeah, you got sugar. 2-2.
Yeah. That
2-1 Reading. 2-1 Reading.
Yeah. Final game of the weekend then, Watford versus Swansea. I'm going to say a 2-1 Watford win. Dan?
0-0.
Karl?
4-0 Watford.
So we'll quickly, we'll quickly go through the 3 teams going down then this weekend. I'm going to say Rotherham, Wickham, and Sheffield Wednesday. Karl?
Rotherham, Wickham, and Sheffield Wednesday.
Dan McGee?
Bristol City. No, I'm joking. No, no. No, it's going to, as it is, Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, and Wickham. I mean, look at it, though. All Derby have really got to do is just get a point. That's all they got to do.
We can get a point as long as Rotherham lose, and then obviously as long as Wickham don't win like 14, 15-0.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up the presser then, really, boys. Unless you've got anything you want to add to the podcast this week.
No, just up the Rams.
Up the Rams. All Derby, aren't we?
No, Derby.
All the same.
All the same.
Right. Well, thanks to everyone who's listened, we do appreciate it. If you're listening on YouTube, obviously leave us a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're listening on anything else, make sure you leave a like, share the podcast around everywhere you can. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you join our groups on Facebook. We've got the All Leagues Absolute Football Banter group. We've got the Championship Absolute Football Banter group. And we've got our own page, Absolute Football Banter page. All cracking groups to be a part of. Good laugh, good banter, and nothing too personal. Get joining on them. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. share the podcast around, and you know what to do. Up the Rams. Come on, Derby.
Subscribe to Tyler Tarft.
Subscribe to Tyler Tarft. Subscribe to Dan McGee. Check out his content as well.
Thank you. And check out Carl's as well.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
That's just racing.
Right. God. See you later, boys.
Right. Thanks, then, boys.
Ta-da.
Take care, boys.